Windows is a way for the clients to create something, and they can talk about it if they want to, or they don't have to talk about it. But it is a way of them expressing how they are feeling without being too exposed to strangers. I reach primarily domestic violence survivors, and some of those domestic violence survivors are also battling with other trauma issues, including childhood trauma of their own and substance abuse, mental health, and also sexual assault. From my vantage point, trauma shows up a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, feelings of being helpless or hopeless. And so oftentimes trauma clients are, just want it to go away. And the art itself is such a healing process for them. The person that was working with the Erie County Coalition Against Family Violence, she said to me, we're going to do our Legislative Awareness Day in Albany, and said, could we take art? We sat down and we created a project that the clients could do that we could use. So all we did was draw the outline of a house with a line down the center. And what I had the clients do was, on one side, I wanted them to collage what it was like to live in that house with the abuse. And on the other side, they were to collage what it was like to be free from that house with the abuse, or what they want their new house to look like, or whatever. And we had posters made of them, which not only had the picture, but also the woman's words. And then on the bottom was all the information about domestic violence services in Erie County. And advocates that were going to Albany to talk to the legislators took all of the ones that we had. So everyone had one. They were all different. And the posters. And when they spoke to the legislators, after they spoke to the legislators, and they used these as, the examples, okay, this is done by a victim, and they talked about legislative stuff that was coming up that was relevant to domestic violence victims and how important it was to pass these things and all this kind of stuff. And so this became a tradition. Every year when they went, they wanted art to go with them. So several years in a row, we did different art projects. They were having, they felt it was opening up doors to them that it was sometimes difficult to get them to pay attention even when they went into their office to talk to them. But when they had the art, they really paid attention to what they were saying. And they could leave them something that would remind them. The year that the Fair Access to Family Court legislation finally passed was a year that we used art to get their attention when the advocates went to lobby the local legislators in Albany. And this opened up family court in a way that was so beneficial for our clients. And it is something I was never able to go with them when they went, but I was able to send the art with them. And we would tell the women when they were creating these and they were signing these over to us, I would tell them exactly what we were going to use it for. And again, their voices got to be heard safely. And none of them said, oh, I'm not interested in that. They had a lot to say. I invite you to utilize art to help legislators understand that what they are doing impacts survivors and victims, and to help give them a voice.